no matter how many cups of coffee that I drink, no matter how many cups of coffee that you drink, it doesn't really make you talk better. It doesn't inspire any kind of commentated genius. And if you're like not a good commentator, a good talker, I guess, good vocalizer, as a start, it's just entirely unhelpful. And how do you let go of your thoughts and just kind of let your mouth flow? How do people talk so much? I don't understand that. I'm a really quiet person, and I don't know how all the time. I mean, sometimes, yeah, I get a little chatty and I can just talk to myself endlessly if I wanted, but how do people just constantly talk to themselves? Not even themselves. How do people constantly talk to other people? I can't talk to people. I'm terrible at that. I can drink this coffee though. I have black coffee. It'll put hair on your chest. It's an acquired taste. So when I don't have the microphone on, right, I can just kind of ramble on about anything and everything for as long as I wanted. But as soon as I turn it on, it's like mind blank. Probably couldn't hear that, but I snapped. I think it's got something to do with just sitting here facing this object and the pressure of you have to talk. You have to be interesting, I guess. One thing that I guess kind of set out to change when I started the first commentator recording, really, is that I'm not going to put pressure on myself to be interesting. I'm just going to do what I want, right? I'm doing this for me, first and foremost, and if other people find some kind of enjoyment from it, then that's fantastic. I don't really know who would actually like listening to this. And mind, that's not like asking you to validate me. If you enjoy it, then fantastic. I'm really glad. I hope you continue to. But there's this thing with doing things, I think especially with YouTube. When a lot of people set out, and admittedly when I set out to do this, I had in mind this pipe dream of becoming really popular and famous. But it takes more than that, and it takes more than dedication too. It takes more than just willing it to happen. It takes more than imagining it. Imagining yourself to be this big YouTuber with lots of fans. For a lot of people, it's never going to happen, and for me, it's probably never going to happen, at least not on a huge scale. If I keep putting out videos, and even if they're just cruddy quality, look at reaction trends, if I keep putting out videos, I'm bound to build up some kind of subscriber base. But when you set out and you're kind of thinking of the future and what you want to be, and I don't know if this applies to anyone else, I imagine it must, but you forget about enjoying yourself in the moment. It's not even that you forget, it's like you don't realize that you're not enjoying yourself in the moment, and you're not really doing what you want to be doing. And maybe you're doing something that you enjoy, but you're not doing it in a fashion that feels free to you and allows you to express yourself in the ways that you want. You know, creative freedom without fear of judgment or failure. And there is this stress factor, this stress that you're worried that you're not going to be good enough for other people, and you need this validation. And if you don't have the validation, then you have no will to continue, really. And I'm not sure what it takes to lose that entirely yet, but it's something that you should work on. You should try. Maybe you're really good at this already, and I'm just kind of rambling about. But I don't want to say just like I don't want to say just be you. Don't let others' judgment affect how you feel, because that's such a cliche and a kind of unhelpful thing to say. it can be helpful if you really like take it to heart and you understand it and you embrace it. But it's not as easy as just embracing an idea. It takes more than that. And it takes like this desire, this urging to want it, to want to embrace this thing. And getting that desire isn't as simple as just wanting to have it. It feels almost impossible to find unless you just happen upon it by chance. And before you have it, I don't really know how you really commit yourself to these ideas that you know would be helpful to you. These ideas, a lot of ideas that revolve around self-help, probably. And I think this applies to a lot of things in life. So that's kind of why I'm talking about it, I guess. That's how I'm justifying talking about it. And once you embrace it, though, once you embrace this idea, this ideal, or whatever it is, you begin to really put it into action, I guess. You really start to use it. But that's a given, isn't it? Every day try to worry a little less about what other people might think of you. Don't look at it as how you feel when you think of what other people think when they look at the work that you're doing. Whatever it is, and whatever you're doing. Try to think of how you feel outside of that, how you feel about if you were alone and you were just with your own work. Would you enjoy it? Would you still like what you do? Would you be willing to do it for only yourself and no one else? And I think that's a good place to start. A good place to kick off from, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what I'm talking about, but hopefully something can be discerned from all that. What's the word? Discerned. It's not discerned. It's some other word, some fancy word. I'm not a good poet. I'm not a good worder. You see. Well, I guess I should talk about the drawing. It's probably the biggest I've done so far, which isn't saying a whole lot because I'm really new at this. But I set out at the start with the intent to put a fairly lengthy poem, which I actually put in another drawing that I have recorded into the center here, but the poem ended up seeming too long and the space too small, so I instead used a little phrase, like a miniature poem. And I am quite happy with how it turned out, because I think it captures the poetic essence of what I was going for. So artistic, am I right? I should probably mention here that if what I said before applies to you, if you can, enjoy yourself with yourself, and I don't mean in like a romantic way. If you can do that, you can also maybe push past the feeling of pretentiousness, which I feel pretty often. I feel like I'm pretending to be like a poet. Yeah, I don't know, just confidence, baby. Fake it till you make it, am I right? I'm not wrong. Okay, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. That's a whole lot of nothing. That's a whole lot of nothing. Bye now.